Hello painters! In this video, we're gonna try this Focus Perma Paint Acrylic, and at the same time, we're gonna review it. This contains 12 tubes and 30 ml each. And this is how it looks like. It comes in a box, and let's go ahead and open it and see what's inside it. This brand is one of the cheapest acrylic paint I have ever bought, and so far I think this is the cheapest one considering the size of each tube. So I think it's a lot for a very cheap price. I bought it online for only 310 pesos, so that's really cheap. Anyways, let's go and swatch it first, then try it on a painting. So far I can say the consistency is kind of thick and it's really creamy. It's not watery like the other acrylic paints that I was able to use before, like the Berkeley one. And I can see that this is opaque, except for, of course, the light shades. This is how it looks like when it dries. It's shiny and I think it's opaque and thick. Now let's try it out on a painting, and we are gonna paint Marnie from When Marnie Was There. This is actually requested by my sister and I'm gonna give it to her after painting this one. Of course, we're gonna start sketching first. Lately I've been loving to use red pencils because I think it's friendly with the paint. I don't know, I'm not sure. When Marnie Was There is actually a Ghibli film from way back 2014. The story is about a depressed young girl meeting her grandmother when she was sent away for a vacation. The name of the protagonist on the movie was Anna, and then Marnie is her grandmother. At first Anna didn't know that it was her grandmother because Marnie showed up as a young girl and not as her old woman version. Anyways, it was such a good movie. I kind of cried a bit at the end of the movie. I suggest that you really have to watch it. It's worth it. Here, I'm just blending the edges of the clouds with the blue shade, then just starting out to put some stars. I actually included Taurus constellation on the stars. I didn't fast forward this part where I kind of blended out the glow of the moon. I wanted to let you guys know how I did it. It's kind of tricky. I guess the technique that I used painting this part is just a light hand, light strokes, and then I remembered the brush that I was using doesn't have lots of paint on it. So if you notice, I didn't put much pressure when painting the glow of the moon. I can say I did use the dark to light concept when painting the moon and the glow of the moon. I just added the yellowish, almost white yellow color on top of the yellow, and then I added another layer of that same color on top of that yellow glow. Then I kind of blended it out using the same technique. After this part, I added a shade of blue so that it would look more blended. Now let's color Marnie, the blonde rich girl. This color is just the base of her hair, then I'm gonna add some shades later. I also want to share how I mix my colors. I usually use either a plate or a palette. Just a real talk here. As you can see, and I know you know that I'm struggling in mixing my colors. And I think that's a common thing in all of the artists. I'm not sure, but that's how I am. I actually forgot to film the first layer of Marnie's dress. So I'm just showing you how I added the shade. Now it's time for the skin colors, and here are the colors that I'm using when I'm mixing the skin tone. Most of the time I try to mix a peach color, then I just add some yellow on it to achieve that skin tone. This is already skin tone-ish color, but I think it's too dark, so I will mix another one, and I added white and yellow. Now I think that's a perfect color, so let's paint that on Marnie's face. I'm just painting that flat on Marnie's face to show that it looks like cartoonish. Now let's paint her lips with a peach color. I painted that same color on her nose too, then added that on her lids. On her eyelids, so that it would look like as if it's blended, I again used a light hand stroke, and then I'm just trying to slowly distribute the paint on the lids. Then I painted her jaws as well with the same color that I used on the lips, nose, and lids. I just added a deeper peach pinkish tone on her lips, and on her cheeks I mixed the skin tone that I used on her face, then add a little bit of pink on it so that it will look like as if Marnie was blushing. Then for the eyes I used a light gray, then darker gray on the top so that it would look like as if she has long lashes. For her eyebrows, I used that same yellow color on her hair, then added a little bit of brown. Marnie has blue eyes, so I used ultramarine as the base. While waiting for her eyes to dry, I kind of finished her nightgown. Then went back to her eyes again, this time with the darker shades of blue. Then I will add a lighter shade of blue as the color of her iris. Using my detailer brush, I lined her eyelashes with a black paint, just like applying eyeliner to your eyes. Oh, by the way, some of the brushes that I used on this video is from Focus as well. I kind of like their brand. It's cheap, but it has good quality. Let's make her eyebrows kind of bushy. Then let's apply some highlighters and sheen on her eyes, so it would look more appealing. Just kidding, of course, to make it as if it has dimension. So I'm just just gonna finish that ribbon there. Let's add a lighter blue on her dress so that it will look like as if the light of the moon is hitting her dress. Now I'm gonna add some black as a detail. It would also serve as a shadow. I'm just gonna finish her hair by adding a darker shade of color. Then let's face the moment of truth if this focus paint is really good or not. This is the finished painting. From 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it an 8. This is a really nice acrylic paint and really cheap, but not really the best. So what do you think? Comment your thoughts down below, and don't forget to follow me on my social media. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you again next time. Goodbye.